Welcome, everybody, into the OS. My name is Kendall Cook, and I'm here with Kyle Drake, oddly enough, sharing a name with our champion right now, who is our Jester's champion, Shelly Drake.
Shelly.
Yep, and she's being challenged today by View.
We got a 494 versus a 473. Shelly's a 494, almost breaking 500.
Yep, she almost can't play in this division anymore. And then this is, so if they're playing a race to 7, that means they're playing 8-ball today. And the reason we don't sound like we know that is because he gets to decide at the last second and let her know at the last second what he wants to play. It's kind of the advantage our incoming player comes in. Yep.
That's cool. That's like
every one of our matches. So it gives them just a little bit of a sneak attack. You know, they get to come in and come after him with what they feel is their strong game, or possibly even the other player's weak game.
Weak game. Yep. That's really cool. I really like that because you just kind of hit him with the surprise.
No, you don't need that. You can just click through. There's only like 5 of them. You can just click through them there if you click off. And then you'll be able to see who's who. All right, so Brandon with the break as he won the leg here. Let's take a look from the overhead and see what kind of cluster he's looking at. Or I should say Shelly, because Brandon did not make a ball, I don't think. Oh, I wonder if they went out. They should have, but I'll take a look here in a minute. That's something. It'd be the same on both of them, so it wouldn't matter.
Yep.
All right, so let's see. Combination of... I tell you, they all look open. I'm trying to look for a problem. I would say the biggest problem is maybe the 10, 13, 14 there.
Yep.
Just clustered up a little bit. I mean, if you get the right angle coming into those, it's not bad.
Not a bad situation.
13. If you started about where the 8-ball is, 13 the side, it'd be good. But
it looks like she might be able to get there off this shot right now.
Well, she's taking solids, though, which is the right set of balls.
Correct. That one ball passes a 9, huh?
Oh, yeah, I think there's a lot of room there, actually. I think the biggest problem is the 6-ball, honestly.
Yeah, and
it's not really even a problem.
Right, you got the 2-ball right there, you know? All right, so who's taking bets on Shelly to get out here, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be close, so let's go Brandon. All right, we got JJ. That's allowed to be said here. Is
that not an envelope?
Straight move.
That's not an envelope?
No, I know his name's Brandon.
Yeah, let's go, Brandon.
To root for Brandon here.
I'm rooting for the winner.
That's right. I'm rooting for a close match. That's what
I think we're all rooting for Hill, huh?
For sure. I better get out there and share this thing. You guys do us a favor, too. That's all we really ask of you is to hit that share button. Take and copy the link. Take it over to your Facebook page. Share it in some of your favorite groups.
I think we're both going to do that right now. So if we could do it, you could do it. Just like anything we do.
Now, let's see. For beginners, let's see, go to YouTube. Wait, you're already there. If you're too far in, see, the tricky part to me is if I'm too far in, it's harder to share.
Right.
So if you find it on the scrolly page there and you just click on the 3 little dots right away.
3 magic dots, huh?
Yeah, right. And then I just go to share to my groups.
I'm actually subscribed to this stream. I was subscribed to this stream before I even moved out here, believe it or not.
It's because we're awesome.
Well, obviously. You know, I mean, I picked that up as soon as I saw it. Yes, sir.
Green Bay. We'll include Green Bay in this last one. Some of those guys should be here. I don't know why those guys don't make it here ever. All right, posted enough. You guys do the rest. All right, so Shelly wearing possibly the ugliest jersey in the world. It is pretty bad.
Okay, we obviously have a Packers fan in the building
Yeah.
here.
We're in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that, man.
Yeah, helps. Nice shot there by Shelly.
Oh, that
Nice
was a beautiful
bank.
bank. Hopefully it doesn't scratch.
Oh, that is a shame.
That's one of those situations where the pool gods just don't have it for you.
Well, unfortunately, we don't get to see much of this shot, but we know it goes. And we also see the cue ball.
She knew it. See that? She gave a little wave of the wand there when she saw it tracking.
Ladies. Oh, I guess the ladies playing. They can't hear you, though, Paper. But, all right. We'll give it to her. Jeremy, pretty sure, isn't getting out of this rack yet.
We got Brandon as a southpaw. And it's really interesting to evaluate a right-hander versus a left-hander because
There's a difference?
you know what, man? I really think there is. Watch throughout the match. I think Brandon will play a little quicker throughout the match, even when he's kind of stuck like this.
You're associating that to his hand?
It's the way your brain works with your hand, man.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even down to the pro level, I think the left-handers are just a little quicker.
That's
And
interesting. Maybe I was supposed to be left-handed because I shoot pretty quick.
yeah, well,
As you know, my name is Quickfire.
oh, there you go. Hey, you should try shooting offhand one day, man.
Yeah, I've tried it. It don't work.
Maybe I'll get a chance against you that way.
Well, Brandon kind of left that one up. He's got the 3 in the side lined up for Shelly.
Yep. That's where I'm starting. You just got to make sure you avoid those balls at the end of the table as far as coming back for position. Don't get too funny because if you hit one of those balls and get behind them, you won't have the 6. So if you play this really pocket speed, you might have the 6. Try not to end up
I think you got to
behind one of
draw
those
over
balls.
and try and come between the 12, 13, or to the end rail.
Or
I think
even
you got to draw this pretty hard.
I think you could
to the
even
side.
come under that 13, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Super
Over to the
draw,
side rail
yeah.
and back up
Yep.
between the 12 and the 13 off of 2 rails.
I agree.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I
No,
agree with
she's
that,
going to go
Pat.
right in the hole.
More draw. I would put more draw personally.
Yeah,
a little
right.
more
Yep.
stroke. A little
Had
more
to hit
stroke
it.
to it.
Had to hit it. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for hitting the likes and shares. It's obviously working, so please continue to do that. We don't ask for much, but we do ask for that.
And we ask you to enjoy the stream as well. If you're not doing that,
I don't know what the advantage of not playing the combination here is.
I mean, I guess you take the control out of that second ball out. That's about it. But from here, it's pretty straightforward, huh?
Another voting for Brandon there. Let's go, Brandon.
That needs to sit down a little bit. It did. It sat nicely. He's okay. He can do anything he really
I
wants.
might want to go to the 13 here, honestly.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
13, just tap it in. You roll forward that little bit. You got a perfect angle for the 12 next. I don't like cutting this 12 because that's where he's going to end up.
Yup.
That's almost specifically what I would have if I would have had a second longer. If he wasn't left-handed, playing so darn fast, I would have had time to throw that last little bit on there.
See, that's why you're right-handed, Kendall, because you think through that. He's a run and gun type of player, and
My favorite way to play. That's a good shot. Though.
he just cuts the balls in like that. When you cut them in like that, you don't have nothing to worry about, right?
He's got a little bit to worry about here. I think he's got to draw this to the
That
side
corner
rail
pocket.
first. Yeah.
That corner pocket might be a problem here.
Yeah, you got to draw.
Ooh, you see, he rolled it nicely. He's got the 8 in the side. It's probably a little smaller pocket than he would have liked, but it's definitely there.
I don't know. See, I think that the pockets on diamonds are definitely bigger for the side pockets.
On the side pockets.
Yeah, I mean valley tables. Every time I go to the state tournament, I'm like, man, these pockets are huge. And then I look to line up a shot in the side, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
maybe I'll shoot that down to that gaping bucket in the corner instead of that little tiny side pocket.
Yeah, dude.
But valley pockets are really narrow for the sides, you know.
I agree with that, actually. Yeah, and I've had a couple people do some valley tables up and rail them, and those side pockets on the valleys are super tight. And that's all how the cut comes down to. But I really feel like the side pockets on valleys play tighter than the side pockets on diamonds.
Yeah, I'll avoid the side pockets. I'll play different shape on a valley, and then same vice versa on a diamond. I'll play for the sides a lot because the corners rattle more on the diamond.
Right. Yeah, and honestly, I feel like that's where the avoiding side pockets probably came from.
All right, we got 1-0. We're looking for some guesses out there. Who's got a score guess for us? Let's. What do you guys think? We had a blowout in our Queens match, actually. We had 6-0. Holly played very well. And
straight up shutout.
Connie was just a little bit off her game, and that's all it took.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year to all you guys out there viewing. Hope you guys had a safe night. Obviously streaming today.
Supkas, I tell you, one day I would love you to come here just so I could meet you one time, because you're an interesting lady. Her water pump went out. She got it fixed so now they can watch the game. I don't know what her house runs on, but mine's electricity. I don't have a water pump running that stuff.
She's got a water mill, dude. Like,
right.
Yeah, she got their stream. She's literally streaming the match.
Right. All right, so Shelly to the table here on solids.
She's on the 1 ball. She's on the 4 ball. She's got the 2 ball to worry about.
I think you come to the 7 in the side next. That's probably what she's looking to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that, because then that kind of gets you to the... yeah, that's the 2 ball. The 2 ball there is her only problem. It's tough to get shape. Not automatic shape.
I think it comes up here in the corner. If she can get a good line on the 7, I think she can just stop it there, shoot the 2 up in the corner here. Yep. Bottom left. But this is a tough shot. You got to hold it for the line for the 7. Oh, she didn't even.
I was just gonna say, man, if it was easy as talking about it, we'd all be pros, you know. I'd definitely be a pro if I could just talk about playing pool.
Yeah, right shots. Yeah, it's tough from up here too, because we can't see all angles, but
it's just different. That was a great bank. Look at her choosing a bank over a straight-in shot. We'll see how the rest of her run goes.
This tight past the 13 the side. It narrowed that pocket up just a little bit.
Yep.
Considering shooting the 2 ball because of it. The problem when you're back cutting a ball like this or cross-facing across the face of the ball is it's going to roll forward. So you're actually aiming to hit the 13 on this shot just slightly, and the push of the shot gets it past the 13 ball.
Yeah, allows it to squeak by just the physics.
Well, it's the opposite way you would like it to be, though.
Exactly. It makes
she's
it
gonna change
super
up.
touchy. I like this shot, personally. Run into the 7.
Yeah, just roll this ball. Well, she snapped it, but she made it, and she
kind of
pushed her 7 ball in trouble. Still get a shot on the 1.
Well, I think it was 2 weeks ago when I commentated Shelly. She made an unbelievable bank between 2 balls that were super close. And she stiffed it in, she blasted it in, and she got out of that rack. So I have a lot of confidence, you know, no doubt she has no problem banking that ball if she has to. Looks like she's lining up the cut here for the 7. Which is, it's tough to get on the 1 from here, huh? Toughy.
I didn't see what she's doing. Is she playing the bank, or what is she doing?
It looks like she's going to take the 1 ball. Take the 1 ball and then probably play shape for the bank. which is no easy feat in itself. But yep, that's what she's gonna do.
Yeah, the 8's just in the wrong spot. She's got to come out really nice off of this.
Yeah,
Either side of the 8 actually works, but preferably she'd like to be on that side right there.
she played
Shot.
it good. That's how I would have played it. And this is kind of, and the crazy thing is, I think it was a 7 ball that she stiffed in last time 2 weeks ago. And it was a reverse bank like this, so we'll see how she hits this. If she
I
she
think
makes
if she
the
makes
ball-
it, she's making the 8 up in the upper left corner. And
Right.
past that 12 ball is her shot.
or even top right.
It's going to be in the left. It's got to come over further.
She hit it a little full. I'll tell you what, 2 weeks ago she would have drilled that ball.
Hitting every bank.
Yeah, she I feel like she probably missed 1 bank out of 7, and it was a Sunday. The banks aren't even open.
That's the problem is maybe with the bank pool play on Sundays. Every week we play on Sunday. The banks are never open.
Yeah, dude, you can't play bank pool on Sunday.
There's Patrick. What's going on, Mr. Glenn? Happy New Year to you also.
He and his brother are coming for the Knights, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, so we got Brandon running him out here. He starts with that 11 on the side. You got the 14 in the corner, or the...
Might have got ahead of yourself on the running it out statement because he's hooked. I really do think he's hooked. He doesn't have the 12 past the 15.
14.
He
The
can't
14 bottom right.
Well, yeah. That's the shot you're running out on?
Well, if you make that ball,
Yeah.
the rest of the run out might be...
He
there.
really ended up in an unfortunate spot here. I think I'd be just trying to maybe spin around the 14 for the 13. Or this isn't bad either, I guess, leaving behind the 8.
Playing a safety, yeah. Taking the
Leave her
conservative
behind
route.
the 8 ball.
See, that's a really that's a safe shot. It's something that you know. So now Shelly's probably going to be kicking off one rail here. Kicking off the rail after the side pocket.
Yeah, 2 rails, I'm pretty sure she's
Oh yeah, off
going to
the
come around.
off the end rail first.
Yeah, end rail, side rail, and in.
You can't necessarily make the 7 ball on that shot. See, she's lining that 7 ball up where I'm saying, bro, like that bottom right. Or, she can even play a little jump or swerve at that 7. I don't like jumping that ball, though.
Over here, you saying? Bottom left, right?
No, bottom right. A swerve shot around the 8 to the bottom right.
Or
Or,
you're just saying mass it in.
yeah. A little mass. Or it looked like she was just lining up the jump. She might be connecting a new cue here to get over that 8 ball. The only thing with that is that 7 ball is so close to the rail, you might jump the table. You might find the carpet.
Yeah, you gotta get up and down real quick.
Find the hardwood, I should say, here.
It's midway or just past midway between these 2 balls. So
Yep, see, look at that. She pulled her short stick out here. She's hitting the pitching wedge.
I think she's good that way, though, because I'm pretty sure the 8 goes in the corner or the side, I think.
The
So
8 goes in every single
Yeah,
pocket on the
appears
table.
to.
I agree with that. Yep, no matter where you end up, you're going to have a shot on that 8 ball. But obviously the problem here is getting to that point. So she actually walked away. She might even just kick at it. Yep, she kicking at it too real. Oh no, she called that bottom right pocket.
yeah, she's kicking off the side rail one time.
You
Bottom
got-
right or bottom left? Bottom left. Right?
Bottom right. She calling bottom right.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens.
She's got to draw this ball off the rail for sure.
I don't think you can get enough of the rail here. I'm not on the table, so. Yeah,
See,
that's the corner I would have called.
It went right at the corner you did want to call, but I think I saw her point at that other corner. All right, so we got Brandon here back at the table. Let's see if he starts with the 13 or the 14. He's aiming right at the 13 here in the side. Just ticky that ball in off 2 titties.
You got to watch it on these pockets. These actually, I know I was just talking about how big they are, but compared to our other side pockets, these will spit them out every once in a while.
Yeah, especially when you're. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those certain angles, you catch the wrong side of the pocket, and there's no way that ball goes in. If you catch, even in the middle, I feel like where it's a 50-50 type situation.
Got in trouble there again. Just a little bit careless. He's just shooting a little bit quick, I think. And that's coming from a guy that plays pretty quick.
And that's the that's the lefty I called you. I'm telling you, these guys, these southpaws, for some reason.
Just fire.
Yeah, run and gun type style. I mean, if you look at the top left-handed players, they're super run and gun players if it comes down to it.
Mike Siegel?
Yep. Jason Shaw.
That's a great shot there by Brandon. You got him perfect on the 15 ball to come up for the 9 next. I mean, couldn't ask for a better angle, right?
That's dead perfect. Easy angle on the 9 to get to the 8 here.
I'd be in the side pocket here with this 8, honestly. Yeah, you kind of halfway between it.
And I think that 8 ball passes a 7, but I'm still cutting it in.
Yeah, back to the side. Yeah. He just hit that a little hard.
Yep. A little quick, huh?
Maybe a little fast.
Yeah. I'm not.
Well, how many times can we use that point over and over there? You're not going to do that the whole match. I'm pretty sure once we pointed out.
Beating a dead horse at this point, huh? And he hits that ball a little fat.
Well, I thought you were going to say fast.
Minus the S. Okay, so we got Shelly here with the
easy cleanup. She's got her. Natural angle gets her perfect on the 8. All she's got to do is roll the 7 ball in.
And that 8 definitely goes. If Brandon was lucky, that 8 ball would have laid on that corner.
Right tight, yeah.
Right on the point. But and honestly, that's the hardest shot in pool.
Oh my. Wow, she's not going to be very happy about that. That's not a shot you see Shelly miss almost ever.
She hit that like a lefty. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, pretty quick, yeah. And then he took his time. Did you see that? He at least 3-stroked that. All right, getting Brandon to 2 games. Race to 7. Shelly with her opportunity there. She's going to... Sometimes that's what it takes. You get that one really just... Sorry to tell you this, Shelly, but boneheaded shot that you normally don't shoot.
It's a wake-up call for sure.
It is.
Man.
It turns into a wake-up call. Absolutely. So let's hope that's what it is for Shelly here.
Absolutely. And so, and like you said, sometimes that's just like jumping into the cold pool. You end up waking up, and that's all it takes to get you focused for the rest of the match. And I know Brandon was here a little earlier than Shelly, so he might be a little warmer.
Maybe. Yeah, it matters. I tell you, these guys come in just getting comfortable in the surrounding. It doesn't even necessarily mean the table, but just the surrounding.
Being here and being comfortable where
That's a smashing break, wide open.
He split them real nice, made 2 balls on the break.
I don't think you're going to see much in trouble here on the P-Shower overhead cam.
Man, I'll tell you what, Peach Hour is a beautiful cue in itself.
I agree. I love the carbon fiber.
See,
I'd play that ad, but there's some music in there apparently that gets
copyrighted, huh?
Every time. I don't understand it because it's their commercial. All right, good shot there on the 6 to open up. Where he goes from there, though. 4 ball, maybe?
Yeah.
4 ball's rough, too, though. I mean, 4 ball, you almost got to draw straight sideways so that you don't get in trouble.
I guess you could cut the 3 if you want to as well.
Playing the 2 past the 13.
I like that.
Tight little pocket. Made it.
I like that.
Now he's got to go to the 5.
He can back cut the 3. He can bank the 7.
I think he's going to play the 5, trying to get up there for the 7. Even if he ends up off the rail first for the 7, it's nice because it's natural shape around the 13 back to the 3.
Yeah, even if you have to kick at it. Yep, that's beautiful. Nice
Yeah.
call, Kendall. That's beautiful. So now he can even if he doesn't have a straight angle at the 7, he'll kick at it.
I'm gonna hit this low a little so you don't end up too close to the 3.
He played that beautifully.
perfect,
He
man.
held it up nicely. Didn't
Yeah.
get hooked on the 8. I'm liking the way he's running these balls. Now, how do you
Yeah.
get on the 4? Do you
Well,
you
you
blast
can go around
it
it
in?
or you go straight up and down table. I think you can just like that.
Just-
Boy, hit that
Just
good.
a nice. His stroke. Yeah, he's really probably in stroke here. Now he just rolled his ball in.
Tell you, if he runs this out right here, this is a really nicely executed out by Brandon.
Absolutely, and it's off the mistake of Shelly in the last rack too. You know.
Great job.
That was nicely done. So it's a quick 3-0 lead for Brandon. He jumps out to a quick start. And Shelly's really going to have to let that mistake go. That's one problem I have. You know, I always kind of dwell on my mistakes when I'm sitting in the chair, and it's harder and harder not to the longer you are sitting in the chair, you know. You just sit and stew.
Well, this is tough too. When you make that mistake and you know you should have got that rack, and then the guy breaks and runs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's brutal.
Yeah.
And that is hard to overcome. And now Brandon wants to rub it in even further. He'd love to take advantage one more time here.
No doubt. No doubt.
And Shelly's just hoping to get back to do herself justice.
Right. She's sitting and stewing. Hope, you know, and that's one problem I have because I'm so hard on myself, just like most pool players are. It's like we're aiming for perfection, and when you don't get there, you just sit and stew on it, and that affects the rest
He
of
is
the match.
just crushing his break. I mean, I don't know that he's getting super easy shots off the first shot, but he made that last one work. Let's see if he can do the same thing here.
Absolutely, and it's another one where there's no balls tied up. There's no balls. There's nothing touching. You know, they all have a path to a pocket, and that's really important. That's how you know that you're hitting the break solid. You know, when you give yourself a chance to run out, that's a good break.
Combination. Wow, great shot again.
Squeezes it off the floor.
Yeah, just gets there, but just all he needed.
That's all he needed. He's looking in good shape, man. I like this.
14's a little rough yet.
I like this 12. The 14 is a little rough. You got to get shape. Okay, so we play 11, 12. 14 goes in the side.
Goes in this corner up here, too, by the 1.
Past the 1.
Yeah, so I think the way his shape is looking right now, I think you play this 12, obviously onto the 10 to the 15, 14 up in the corner if he can get that pet.
It's pretty natural. It needs to sit a little bit, and it did.
Everything perfect.
It did. Yep, that's good speed. He's dialed in. He's
a rhythm player, and he hit his rhythm right here.
Yeah,
you can see he's playing right.
Absolutely. It's really nice when you can play the game without having to think about it. You know, it comes so natural. And
you're gonna have to stun this over just a bit to try and bump that 3 ball, I think. So
yeah,
he went around it. Okay, all right with that.
He's nice. So it's kind of a funny angle here, actually. You know, he's got to play the 14 bottom, and then he's running into the solid there, or he's playing the side
pocket too, yeah.
Coming up and down.
He did get corner, and that's exactly what you kind of predicted was going to happen. And I could see it coming.
It was one of those things, man. Sometimes you end up on a funny angle to get back to your next ball, you know.
I'll tell you, this has been a nice show, though, by Brandon. I'm sure he'd love to kick this ball in to finish off 2 racks. Look at this.
Oh, wow. He
really
definitely he definitely wasn't far off. That was no easy feat to even get that close. And he took that pocket away from the 3, so Shelly's going to have to play short side on the 3.
It might go, but it's really tight. I think she might have it if you're on the right angle. I don't know that I'd shoot it anytime soon.
I'd have to be dead straight on that ball
yeah,
if it
close,
goes. Yeah. I'd have to be dead straight on that ball to be confident.
Well, and no matter what, I'll tell you what, Brandon just ran a rack plus and almost got out of the next rack.
Every other,
so
yeah.
pressure's all on Shelly here.
Yep.
Especially after missing that 7 she had, that.
This
like I
is a
said,
nice
you'd never see her
opportunity to
miss.
get out of that, though. This is a nice opportunity. All
This
the balls are open. Just she's rattled that ball in. It was a good stroke.
Yeah, she's still hitting the ball confident, which is important.
Correct. Yeah. And so we'll see how she gets on this 3 ball, what pocket she decides to play that in, because that's obviously the only problem she's got.
Right here's where I would do it. I would shoot 3 rails around on the 4 ball because you have the 5 ball in the side or the corner if you'd roll out of shape.
I like that. Pass the 8 ball, 3 ball, pass the 8 ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's pretty solid, and like it gives you a good opportunity to get nice and straight on it. Yep. And I think she's gonna agree with you here. She's lining it up. This is all speed. This is all touch. It's one of those shots that gets you back into the match. We talked about it in our Queens match, which is fine too.
Yeah, she's going to try and come back for the 5 in the side possibly. That'd be another option if you come back about where her tip is sitting right now on the overhead.
Yeah, I like that.
If you could get right about there, that's a good angle to get on that 3, either to shoot it past the 8 or to get over on the short side of it.
Right, off the 5. Yep, she's sizing it up, though, It's definitely one of those speed shots. You got to be dialed into the table in order to really execute the shot well. So she is going to play the 4 ball here. Well,
it looks like it's a bit of a stretch for her, too, so that's always makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah, dude. The further you're stretched out, the harder it is to control the speed, no doubt.
All right, she came 2 rails. She avoided the side pocket.
That's not bad. That's not bad. She's got a chance here.
Yeah, I think she's sitting not too horrible.
She just she landed on a funny angle, kind of like Brandon did last, where
it's almost the exact same shot because she could go to the side, but she won't.
Yep.
She's going to go corner.
I like the corner better. You got a better chance of ending up nice and straight on the 3, and she did that. So that 3 ball's got to go. I feel like she's got to have checked that before, and now she's just really pinpointing that at her angle. Obviously, she makes this ball. She's going to make the 8, hopefully.
You just don't want to hit the 8. If you hit the 8 going in here, the ball's probably not going to go, and you'll leave it open. If you don't hit the 8 and you miss it, odds are it's going to sit there in front of the 8 ball.
Yeah. Yep. So that's a really good point. Yeah, you will definitely want to overcut this ball and not undercut it. Definitely want to hit this one a little skinny.
Oh, yeah, she hit the 8, left it wide open.
Look at that call.
And that's just what was going to happen, the way that was set up. Yep. She hit it pretty thick, too, actually.
Yep.
Well, that's unfortunate. That was a nice run by both of them, actually. Brandon had a nice run starting that thing out. He got himself in trouble on the 8 ball, and then Shelly kind of did the same thing, got down to the last ball. But she had some great shots in there, and I think played a good pattern.
Yeah, I agree with that, And so it's 4-0. Wow, that's a quick start for Brandon, and Shelly played good in that rack, so we'll see how she bounces back if she gets back to the table.
Well, regardless, no matter what anybody says, it is tough to play on this stream, and Shelly's had some really good matches on the stream, and everybody has. I mean, I've had good matches and bad matches on the stream. Sometimes it just affects you funny, and sometimes it's just not your day.
Yeah.
And we had that earlier in the Queens match. I think we had that
in the last match, too, yeah.
And I tell you, Shelly's struggling today. Is this the day of the...
It's like an off day, dude. The new year. It's the new year.
The day of the skunks.
You're not quite settled in yet. Brandon hitting another good break. Look at that. Look at that. Another break where every ball goes.
Well,
every ball
they're just spread, yeah.
Every ball has a pocket. So whatever Brandon's doing on the break, I'm going to have to ask him because he's got his speed dialed in. He's got his angled spot dialed in. He's had pretty much always had a good cue ball off the break, too.
Toughest decision here is which one do you want to run out? I mean, I think stripes, honestly.
I like stripes, too, man. I like starting with that ball on the side.
He's not, though. He's gonna look at the solids here. I don't like that starter for the 5. You could get in trouble right off the bat with this shot. Yeah. And he did, kind of. I mean,
he didn't
some
leave
people like
himself
that 3
the,
ball. I personally would rather not shoot it.
Anything where you got to run it down the long rail past the side pocket, I try to avoid. If I can get on the other side of the 3 ball, that would be fine. So we'll see how he hits this ball. See,
yeah, pulled it away.
anytime you're passing the side pocket down the long rail, it's always a more difficult shot. It just adds difficulty. It lowers your percentage. And Shelly's got a chance to run the stripes here.
Here's what I know for sure. Shelly needs to stay in control of this game. She doesn't have to run these out right now, but she cannot give the table up and give an easy finish to Brandon to get him to 5.
Right. Oh yeah, 5-0. That's a tall mountain.
Brandon left her pretty tough, actually. I'm not positive this 10 goes.
You know what? I really don't mind that 12 in the side. 3 rails around the table at the 12 on the side. You get back to the middle of the table and you give yourself a lot of options right there, you know? And it's not that tough of a cut in reality.
I don't disagree.
You give yourself a lot of options. And that way you're not jacked up over the 1 stretching. It looks
she's
like
gonna bank it.
Called the bank on that 12. So we'll see. It's Sunday, though. It is Sunday, Shelly.
Oh, no.
See, man?
Well, Brandon's going to be thankful because he kind of got away with missing that last ball. She had a wide open table. That was one of the few spots where you could have left her where it was at least even like a thought. You know what I mean?
One of those.
You know, regardless of whether she could have cut
shots.
that or bank it, whatever she did, it wasn't easy either way she did it.
Correct. Yeah, man. It's one of those just awkward angles, which honestly might be the theme of this match.
Yeah.
There's a couple awkward angles that they just keep ending up on.
Well, I tell you, I kind of like getting the 2 out of here next. I just don't like leaving that ball for last up there by the 8.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually, man, because it's pretty tough, you know, to navigate if you don't get the right angle on the 2 to the 8.
Right.
It's tough to navigate that. So we'll see how he handles it. He might even go
he's going
into
up to
him
the
right
7
here.
Looks like he's playing for up to the 7.
He did.
Right. Didn't get
He
there.
did intend to play to the 7 there.
Well, it's just got more interesting.
Yep.
Got to
He's
play
got
into
a
the void
straight
between
draw
the 12
here,
and the
huh?
7, right? Come off the side rail, and he didn't even. I would have hit that a lot harder, went to the side rail and back out. Same kind of shot, but
And get to the 2 ball.
you can't get too, like, tinkery, you know, where you're just kind of tinking away at balls.
Right.
Got to make sure you stroke through things.
Those are really, really touchy shots. It's like, if you're a golfer, it's like playing a 70-yard shot. You know, it's like you don't necessarily hit a pitching wedge that far or a sand wedge that far, but it's like a full 60-degree. It's one of those in-between shots. It's not easy to manage. You know, you got to practice those. And Shelly's got a good chance to let her stroke out, like you said, and run these balls now. She, you know, everything's nice and open. She can solve.
15's probably if you're going to pick a trouble ball.
Yeah.
I'd say that would be it. Should be natural here to get over for the
14, or even the 15 now, short side.
Or I guess she's going to go to the 10.
She can play the 10 too, and that leads her to those 2 balls on the top
13
left.
to the upper right after this ball. If you can miss the 2.
Right. Or you could play it 3 rails around, 2 to 3 rails around for the 14, and then the 13 if that's how you're feeling.
Going 13
13
right away.
right now. I really actually like that decision because that 10 ball is going to pass the 7 too.
She still hasn't taken care of that 15, and she's getting less and less opportunities to get to it.
Yep.
She got a little funny to do it now. She can't quite do it because the 7's in her way.
It's pretty straight. She's pretty straight on this ball. She's really going to have to
Just tap this in, leave the cut to the 14, come around the 8
like
for
that.
the 15, I think.
Yeah, I like that.
Even if you played down for the 9 or the 15, you know what I mean? Instead of playing on the top side for the 15.
Yeah.
Coming down table.
Yep.
Down by the 4. Oh, you don't want to be over the top of that, though,
She's
Shelly.
tree-topped on the 7, so this is a touchy shot. It just became a little touchier than it could have been.
Yeah, this is tough not to hit the 8 at this point, honestly. This is a tough little shot.
I like that she stepped off of it for a second. Really focus on what you're doing to the cue ball here.
When you're trying to get your base set and then just let your arm mechanic work.
Yep.
She did that. She stayed on the inside of that, so it's going to make the 15 a little bit tougher, but she's got it.
She's got it. Yep. And
that's the most important part. She can make this shot. She just has to slow herself down, make sure she makes it, because a lot of pressure. She's down 4-0.
It is a lot of pressure. And I think this ball leads to the 9 well, too. This 15 ball leads to the 9 pretty well.
Yeah, I don't think you got to work here. I think, you just focus,
Buckle down.
low ball, buckle down, make the 15, and you're going to come across naturally for the 9.
Yep. And that 15 is not touching the rail. If that 15 is touching the rail, you don't want to hit bottom, believe it or not. It pulls it off the rail. But if it isn't touching that rail, you can definitely put a little bit of bottom on it if you need to. Just avoid the side pocket here. The one rail scratch. She overcut it.
Peeled it off the rail, they say.
Yep. That's one thing I learned from watching pool, peeling it off the rail. She did tie up the 2-7 here. That combo's not dead.
Yeah, I think you just roll up, leave her behind the 8. Just skin the side of the 2 ball.
I don't mind that at all.
Go as much to the side rail as you can if you can. But just leave that ball up in that corner kind of.
Yep. You don't even have to make it there, huh?
No, I'm getting confused. Oh, did he call that? She's a beaut.
Well, that's a heck of a two-way shot there, man. Like, it's one of those things I wouldn't have seen. I definitely wouldn't have seen that if I wasn't at the table. He hit that great. And he drilled it dead center, too.
That one, not so much.
Right. I was going to say, that 7 ball I don't think it passed the 4 ball. So he kind of.
Yeah, he just naturally got up and shot her to the back cut.
Yep.
Sometimes, though, that's what you got to do. Just get up like it's supposed to go and shoot it.
Absolutely. And I'm telling you, I got to think. It's something to do with the left-handed thing, man. We're beating a dead horse, but you watch the left-handers, man. They get up there, and they're a run-and-gun type of player.
Well, Shelly's a thinker, so let's see if the thinker can win her way out of this rack here. Make this 9. She's got a pretty good angle on the 15 naturally.
That solid. Yep.
Good shot.
One thing about Shelly's game is that I feel like she makes the ball she needs to get back in the match, or give herself a chance to get back in the match. She's gonna win this. Hopefully, she's gonna win this one. I'm not trying to curse. I'm not trying to curse you, Shelly.
She's got this, though. I would agree.
But she's gonna give herself a chance to get back right into this match after this 8 ball if she makes it.
There it is. So she's on the board.
She gets the mover coin here. And that's super important because obviously you don't want to go down 5-0. You don't want to go down 5-0.
Well, really, you don't want to go down 4-0, but
what's happened. She's moving forward here. She's got a chance, man. She's got a chance, and she gets to hit a break. We'll see how she hits this break because I believe Brandon's got a break and run, right? So there's no reason Shelly can't. And 2-4, you're right back in it. From what I've drawn from watching pool and listening to people who are down big in matches is that you take it a couple racks at a time, get yourself back into it, right? So you're down 4-0. Okay, let's get to 4-2. And then it's a whole different ball game at that point. You're able to change your mindset at that point. But getting there is the hardest part. And really, the thing with the biggest comebacks is finishing them off. A lot of the times you see somebody, down 7-2 in a race to 8, they come back hill and lose. So if she gets back into it now, she's definitely giving herself a better chance to finish the match herself versus letting Brandon finish the match and giving him control of the rest of this match. Yeah, that's a cool angle for that break. I like that angle. You really get to see how they hit it. And it looks like she came up dry. Did she come up dry?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it looks like Brandon stepped. Oh, no, she made a ball. Let's see here. 1, 2. It looks like the 3 ball went. 8 on.
It's kind of a mess here.
Yep, she's got that little cluster up there by the 8 with the 11, 9, 4.
Vape Master chiming in with "Let's go, Shelly."
All right, rooting for the Drakes over here.
We're still trying to get a score guess. I mean, it's pretty offset right now, 4-1. But what
in
do
a
you
race
think in
to
the finals
7,
gonna
huh?
be? Race to 7, yeah.
I'll put one in. I'll put in. I think 7-5, Brandon.
So
I think
you're
Shelly's
looking for
gonna
Shelly to make a comeback here.
Yeah.
Just a little late.
I think she's gonna make a little run right now. I think she's got good control of the table. She just won that last rack, so as long as she stays composed and executes what she needs to execute, she's definitely got a chance to at the very least, put herself back in the match. You can get a good look at her stroke here too. Oh. She tried to open up the balls real quick there. So I think that's going to be an open table for Brandon. I think Brandon's got the open table here. He's got an option on what he wants to start with. And it looks like he might take care of this 11 ball and eliminate his suit from trouble here. But the only problem with that is shape to the next ball. You can roll through here if you make this 11 and get to the 13 or the 9. If you roll through here, you get a lot of options, just like you did. That was a very productive shot. He's got a lot of options here. Only issue now is getting shape on the 8 ball. He might have to move a ball to get to the 8 ball, I feel like. Unless you can get under it, which is, you really got to, I think the 13 ball is the only way you can get under the 8 ball. If you had the angle now and the 13 ball was the only ball on the table, you could play top 1 rail and play the 8 ball in the bottom right corner that we're looking at. So play this ball into the side here. He'll roll up probably for the 9. Or he might stop it for that ball next to the 2. I think that's a 12. He's looking to go into he's sizing up the 12 now. Yeah, stop this ball. Well, he pulled off of it, and he's definitely got some thinking to do. Just want to give a shout out to all the viewers out there. Happy New Year's. Thanks for tuning in. And
Wait, it's a new year?
yeah, man.
When did that happen?
Believe it or not, I haven't even showered this year.
Oh, I believe it. I'm in the booth with you.
I put deodorant on, though. I don't think I stink too bad. Okay. So what's he going to do with his 8 ball here? I mean, he's got it in the side. He can go play it inside. He might miss that 2 ball here because he's a little too much angle. I'm going to play this a bunch of follow in order to catch that 2-ball. A bunch of follow and a real smooth stroke to get through that angle to clip that 2-ball. If you clip that 2-ball, you might be able to play that 8-ball in the bottom right. And it might go past the 6 in the bottom left as well. Or you could play a real snazzy shot and draw between the 2-5 and play the 8 in the bottom right. That's a super touchy shot. You run into either of those balls, you run into trouble. All right. So Brandon missing that ball is going to give Miss Shelly a great opportunity here to come out, let her stroke out, execute all the shots she needs to execute to get out, and put herself right back in the match at 2-4. 2-4 is a much better score than 0-4, 0-5 like it could have been, and she's got a real good opportunity to pull it off. Just allow herself to get into a rhythm, just like Brandon was kind of at the beginning of the match. And see, I feel like she played a little bit of a two-way shot there. If I make it, I'm good. If I miss it, I'm good. So we'll see how Brandon handles this. It looks like he's got a kick between the 6-7, one rail at the 14. Probably call it in the bottom right corner. Oh, he's shooting the J. He's going to take a jump. So we'll see if he gets over this. Got over it nicely. And really, he didn't leave Shelly nothing too easy. She rolls a 7-ball and she's got a good starter. But the 7-ball is not an easy shot. Not an easy shot. Makeable? Absolutely. Oh, look at this. She's just going to play another safe.
Yeah, it's probably smart.
Yep, that 14 doesn't go by the 5. She did give Brandon a look at the 14, though, so he can do something productive here. If I'm Brandon, I'm really taking my time and choosing a shot here versus just letting it fly. You got one ball on the table. She's got everything open, so you definitely need to buckle down and make sure you choose a good shot.
I think he's calling in the left-hand corner. I think he's going to try and play it off the 5 and over. So jack up, play the combination to the 5-ball. Is about what it is. Yeah.
Look at that. What a call, Kendall. What a call.
He gave it a try.
And he also tied the 2-ball up a little bit there.
Real quick while Shelly looks at it, we got our Knights match coming up here at 4:30. We got Dave, Kaspersky, playing against Tim Clark, who is our current king, and it is his last week because if you notice, his rating is a 600. So he gets automatically bumped up into the King's match. Yep. So, but yeah, every Sunday we got this going on, but that's how it's broke down is by Fargo there.
How exactly do you sign up for one of these tournaments if you're interested in playing?
You get a hold of Patrick Glynn on Facebook,
Okay.
but otherwise you can also reach out to me on my page, which is Quickfire on Facebook, and I can send you the link. So,
all right,
I might be able to actually share it in here. Let me see if I can.
Put that in the stream so these guys can sign up. You know, I'm definitely thinking about signing up myself. I'm a 514, so I'll be playing the Knights, I believe. We got Shelly here. She's got a good opportunity, but she just needs to negotiate that 2-ball. It's her only problem ball on the table. And that's a beautifully struck ball. That's really going to set her nice. she can do what she needs to do with this 5 ball to get to the 2 here. You know, you can't leave that 2 ball lingering. See how she negotiates this.
I just shared the form to sign up right there, and that's for any of the divisions, so whether that's kings, knights, jesters, or queens, you can sign up at that link that I just shared in the chat.
That is awesome, man. If you guys are interested in playing, definitely take a shot. The tables play great. Everybody out here is great. You'll have I guarantee you, a good time.
All right, Shelly's got to get on this 1 so she can slide up for the 2. Nope, no, she went for the break there. I don't think it was possible to get there. I thought for sure she'd come down for the 1 to play up to play the 2 in the same pocket. She just shot that last 5 in, but didn't quite happen that way. Brandon with a great opportunity to go up 5-1 there. Sitting pretty close to that ball.
Yeah.
He's
He's really finicking with that cue ball a little bit. So, you know, just one of those shots you just buckle down. Make sure you make it. Hit the bottom of the ball and not the top, and you should be okay. Make sure you don't hook yourself on the 2. And, see, he's hitting top. I'm not sure how this is going to end up. We'll see. He's going to put himself on the end, almost on the end rail here.
I mean, I'm not saying this is a horrible shot, but I don't know.
I like the
That's
side
what
pocket
I like.
there.
Yeah, right, I would have thought he would have stopped it. But put the ball down, it don't matter. Uh-oh.
Yep. See, I think he gave himself a little bit of a tougher shot than he needed. And
Well, Shelly didn't get any favors here. I mean, she's got to make it.
I definitely agree with that. If I'm Shelly, I'm playing this 2 ball night. There, actually, man, you're right. You almost don't want to play offensive here. I think
the bank's not horrible. Yeah,
yeah, she did call the bank.
Bank with speed, I don't mind that, but with speed, you're not going to have the 1.
And see, I almost would have played it with top spin, that bank, just to make sure I get on that right side of the table and leave a super thin cut on the 8 versus like this correct side of the 8 ball. But obviously Brandon missed that last 8 ball and is sitting in the same spot that he had to shoot from last time. So we'll see how he handles this one.
Bit of a tester, but you just got to center ball this and roll it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what he did. And
He
was
great.
rewarded.
He played that great. He played exactly how you're supposed to hit that ball. And that makes it a 5-1 match and Brandon breaking.
I want to thank everybody for joining us here on the open stream. We really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like and share and all that stuff. We don't ask for much, but we do ask for that. And that alone is all we need. So if you guys can do that, it's a real simple thing. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you hit the notification button so you know we go live every time. I'm joined in the booth by Kyle Drake, and I'm happy to have you here, Kyle. I'm glad you enjoy doing this with us.
Hey, and actually, Kendall, I want to wish you a happy late birthday.
Oh, thanks, man.
It looks like you turned about 95 yesterday.
Yeah, 95. Yeah, that's right.
I'm
That's
just
me.
messing with you, man. We all know Kendall turned 45 the other day.
Yeah, right. Not quite that either, but 52. I'm proud of 52.
Hey, you should be, man. You doing a great job here. You got a good setup. I'm proud to be a part of it.
We enjoy being here.
Yeah, and I hope you guys all do too, man. Everybody give a shout out to Kendall for his birthday.
Ladies taking a little bit of ladies, I'm used to the Queens match. The lady and the gentleman are taking a couple second player break here. So where did you shoot pool in Arizona?
I played a lot at this place called Bullshooters, man. It was a great pool hall. It was ran by a guy named Mike Bates, and a lot of tournaments there. A lot of pool tables, actually.
Yeah, they had. You said like 40 some, right?
Yeah, we had about 45 pool tables, so it was a big place. There was also a place called Metro Sports Bar. They had some nice tables. Really nice tables. Shout out to the East Side. It was Main Street Billiards.
Okay.
That was a place. That was a place to be as well on the East Side, and that's where I learned to play pool. And we got some killers out there as well. So
Thanks for the share, Nick, and thank you for the birthday wish there, Supkis. Appreciate it.
yeah. Kendall's getting older every day.
Aren't we all?
I think I'm getting
This
younger,
place
man.
makes me older every day. Try running this place some days.
Hey man, if you ever need a break, let me know.
Oh yeah, you got her. No, we're getting a break. I'm gonna go out to Vegas for a few days. We're gonna take a relax there.
Okay, you're gonna go to Griff's? You trying to go to Griff's out there?
Well, we will. My wife is always kind enough to let me go to the pool rooms that are around every time we go places. She's not a pool player at all,
yeah.
so she could care less about all that. As long as they serve alcohol, though, she's pretty good with it.
She's set. Well,
Yep.
they definitely got some alcohol at Griff's that I've had before.
Yeah, but
That's a good time out there at Griff's too. It is. There's a lot of good. You see a lot of familiar faces if you're a pool advocate. One of those places that I feel like there's always kind of a pro lingering around.
yeah.
And that's just really cool to see from somebody who's like an amateur, like that aspect to be able to interact and see how pool player, like a professional pool player, hangs out and they're just kind of like a daily routine. It's super interesting.
I
to
got
see.
that here.
Yeah.
My kid does that.
Oh, yeah. I just met him actually,
really?
man. I just saw that you guys recovered that 9-footer with gray felt.
Shark gray, yeah.
That is so clean.
Well, this table is going to be redone in gray. This will be the first small table that'll get the gray on it.
That's
We
really
want it
sharp.
for the stream. Well, I'll tell you what it is it's nowhere near as stressful for the eyes.
Yeah, right. And it looks real sharp. I'll
Yeah,
tell
I
you
like it.
what. It's like putting a little tuxedo on the table,
Yeah,
And
I do like it.
I know Matchroom just went to the gray tables.
Well, that's why they're trying to standardize everything. So we'll jump aboard. I don't care. I like it. I think it's better on your eyes. You can see the edges of all the balls better, I think, because it's not quite. I mean, they call this electric blue.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that says something.
It definitely stings the eyes a little bit, huh? But, yeah, dude, that gray is sharp, man. It's sharp. And I'm interested to see how it looks on the stream here because I know when Matchroom first switched over to the gray, it almost had a greenish tint to it.
Yeah, it's kind of it does have a little bit of a tint to it. To me, it's
on the stream.
Slight,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I mean, when you're looking at it, like down on the table, or if you're watching, it's still a nice, clean, crisp gray. But on the stream, it almost picks up a little bit of like olive green, army green tint to it. So definitely might have to adjust our cameras to fit that. And I think Matchroom had a problem with that too. And so I feel like they got that fixed on the last event that they played with the gray.
So here's the issue when you use the blue. These cameras are different. So depending on what it is, our overhead cam is a different style of camera than our end view cam and some of the other ones. So what happens is you get bleed out or washout, so you have to actually tone the colors different.
Yeah.
So not to point out a defect in us, but I mean, reality is reality. When you look between our two
camera
cameras,
views.
yeah, you can tell that there's a slight difference in the color of the pool balls.
Yep.
For that.
Yep. Sometimes they shine a little bit more. Sometimes they're a little bit more dim. So you got to really focus on like calibrating those cameras themselves. Different settings.
To me, this camera view and this type of camera actually shows the truest colors. If you look at the 2 and the 4, there's a distinct difference between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that gray does better is it does help you distinguish better between colors.
I definitely agree with that because obviously there's no gray in any of the balls, and you get a little bit
That's
of
what
blue.
Supkus just said the same thing. Gray is better for telling balls apart on the videos.
Yep. I really enjoy it, and it's just different, you know. It's fresh, it's new, it's something that you're not quite used to seeing every day. So, I find that a little more enjoyable as well.
Well, it's going to become standard, though.
Eventually.
Just like the blue did. I mean, blue was a huge uptick, I think, for videos versus green, because you couldn't tell anything.
Right.
Especially the edge of the green 6-ball.
Yep. Because they're so similar, you know. It wasn't even like a vibrant green. It was actually kind of close for the most part. It wasn't like a super light green as opposed to like the forest green that the 6-ball is. And so I enjoy that myself. That the gray is really gonna help distinguish what you're shooting at, what you're calling.
Nice cut.
That was a great cut.
And he's hoping the 14 drops, and it didn't.
So now what? Do you bank this 4-ball now?
I don't know that well, I
Past
do know
the
it doesn't
7?
bank past
It
the
doesn't.
7.
And neither does the 1.
Cut the 4 would be your option, I think.
Cutting the 4. I like that shot. I can't lie. It's one of those shots that, you know, it's not the best percentage, but it's a fun shot to hit. When you make this ball, you really feel giddy.
Well, again, it's center ball. The problem most people have with those shots is they try to do too much.
Mm-hmm.
Center ball, stroke straight through it, and cut the line. You know,
let it go. Yep, let it go. It's a fun shot. I tend to hit a little bit of bottom when I hit that shot too, just so I don't scratch into the bottom right. Even though I think he had a blocker ball from that. But he did overcut that wall a little bit. It's going to give Shelly a chance here. She's shooting stripes. It looks like she's going to start with the 10 here. 10 or the 9. I don't mind either of those. If I'm hitting 10, I'm hitting a little bit of follow. Hitting the 9, hitting a little bit of draw. I think both of those balls lead well into each other. Or she might start with the 14. Now she's sizing up that side of the table. And I know when you're playing 8-ball, you tend to work one end of the table to the other, and that just minimizes your cue ball distance. It makes it a little bit more manageable.
It looks like a Kaspersky if I've ever seen one.
There you go.
Just walked in the door. Our Knights match coming up here at 4:30.
Okay, so Shelly's off and running here.
For those of you who are just joining us or first joining us, just to let you know a little bit about what this is our courts matches, which is the Queens match, which took place at 11:15 this morning. And then we do the Jesters, which is our 500 and under. And then we have our Knights, which is our 600 and under. Or I should say 599 and under. Once you hit 600, you're in our Kings division, which is our upper division or the highest division you can play in or challenge.
600 and up.
That's played every Friday. And we've had some really nice feature matches. And then we just started something called our Max Action events, which is once a month we run a 2,000 minimum in the middle.
I love
match.
that. I love that, man. I love watching high stakes pool because you know these guys are out here gunning. You know, it's not.
Well, it depends. Some of the stuff they do on the pro level now is just BS, anyways. I mean, the money's just a bunch of.
Right. Somebody else posted.
Yeah. Right. So
like
I like to see real players putting up their own money. Playing in a two-person tournament like that. And really just putting it on the line and playing for their loss.
Yeah, and that's how you know that they're putting everything that they have into that match, you know. 'Cause if you got a backer, then, you know, it kind of lessens your pressure, your own
she just
personal
pushed that
stake.
one ball right into that 13. Made it trouble again.
Mm-hmm. So how do you solve that? Are you banking that 13 right now?
I think I would be shooting the 12 here. to try and get a better angle to the 9 to get up to the 13. She got over there. That wouldn't have been too terrible. You could have definitely done something with it at least.
Yep.
And actually, she didn't end up real horrible here either. She left Brandon a couple of tough shots.
I think that cut on the 4 ball isn't too bad. The cut on the 6 ball isn't too bad. It looks like he's going to choose that 6 here. You just got to make sure you buckle down and make that ball. He hit it a little fat, a little bit on the thick side.
Well, now she doesn't have it so bad. Now she can shoot that 12 ball and get position on the 9 to come over for the 13 to play it down where the 12 is.
I think she can even pound the 9 right now with... if she's not too straight, pound the 9 and...
Well, but you don't have shape for the 13
does that
unless
13
you think it's going
pass
past
the 12?
I don't think so.
Me either.
I think it's a lot easier just to get a better angle here because then you don't have to pound anything. You can just... Oh, she left it straight. I think she ended up worse than she was prior.
Now she's got to pound it. I think she's got a little bit of angle, and she could definitely manipulate that if she needs to. But that definitely makes the shot a lot harder, and you obviously got to put a lot more power into that stroke, which obviously as well, in turn, is going to pull your percentage down here. But I think she's got a little bit of angle here, just a little bit, enough to cheat the pocket. Sometimes you're so straight you can't even cheat the pocket, you know? Like if you're cheating the pocket, you're missing the ball. Just pound it.
No, she tried to subtly spin it over. And
Yeah.
her timing was wrong, so
Yeah.
it just kind of died coming off that ball.
See, I think I'm going to pound that ball that she just hit, you know, just really drill it home, make sure I get past that 8 ball. If I end up behind the 1, you know what? She's even got a jump shot right now if she wants to, like a jump bank or a jump cut. But we'll see how she handles this because she can also kick.
Yeah, the problem now is the 6 ball's hanging. Otherwise, you just hit this nice and light and try and kind of tie it. I mean, her best bet here is tie up the 1 the best she can.
Might even take a deliberate here and put the 8 ball between them.
Yeah,
Look at that.
That's what she did. Hit that very well.
Yeah, that was great touch. And you know, that's some creativity to it. So she's going to give up ball on him, but she obviously created a problem here for Brandon to get all the way out.
So you cut the... For me, I cut the 1. Like I'm going to cut it up the rail and slide over behind the 7 off 1 rail.
He went for the breakout.
He did.
And now, really, he doesn't even have the breakout on the 4 ball. So he's going to have to either cut the 6 in now and break them out, which is possible, but it's, you know, your percentages aren't there. Or play the 4 ball and try to get in shape on the 6.
For me, it'd be edge of the 1 ball, play position over by the 4 ball. 1 ball stays there off the 8, off the rail.
Yep.
Stays blocking the 13, and your cue ball ends up. See, that was intentional. But
Yep.
your cue ball would have ended up over by the 4,
Mm-hmm.
kind of burying him there.
Yeah. And I feel like you're always kind of giving up a bank, possibly, or some kind of kick. But this is, we'll see how Shelly hits this, because this is definitely makeable. It's like a stiff bank, but shape on the 8 is not automatic.
Well, I don't know if she hit that hard enough.
Oh.
Short?
Nope. So now, Brandon.
I don't know if he can see that. Can he see that?
He's, yeah. I think he's gonna stray from that one. Yep. I like your last shot. You know, playing off the 1 over by the 4.
Yeah, I think that's... I don't know. I think that's a shot. He's going to go for it here. He's going to try and...
Break him out.
If you're going to try and break him out, though, you come off the top rail. So you set a little more of an angle here. You come off the end rail and back down.
Yeah, it's a more natural angle where you don't have to manipulate so much spin. I like this angle too.
I don't like this.
You really gotta. Well, the 6 ball is going to be his
This is tough not to double hit, though, to try and get it to go that far forward. I mean, you got to hit this with such a quick little pop. He hit it good.
He hit it good. And he ran in
13,
off
yeah.
the 13. I'm not sure if off the 13 was intentional, but it really worked out for him. And so now if he's not dead, if he is dead straight, which he might be on that 6 ball.
I like this choice.
Yeah, me too.
Nope.
You got to get it there. You got to get it there.
Well, he kind of got fortunate there, leaving the 8 in a tough position.
Now, if Shelly wants to get out right here, I feel like she's got to bank that 8.
Well, she's going to run into it. If she plays this 13 in the side, I think she can play up into the 1-8. Maybe get it lucky and get a roll.
Oh, okay. I see that. Possibly a little bit of outside spin.
I don't know how much you need it just because of the natural angle here.
Yeah, like a little bit of stun, though. I feel like if you're rolling through that ball, it's going to end up a little bit
forward, yeah.
Yeah. So you either got to stun or play like a roll outside spin. Which is definitely manageable, but she is on the rail, makes it a little tougher all the time, you know. Talking about percentages, always pulling your percentage down a little bit when you're on the rail. We'll see how she handles it. It looks like she's lining it up into the side. I'm just really interested to see how she strikes this cue ball.
Yep, high right she's hitting this with, which is about right. I mean, it still is a certain stroke she has to hit. It's like a little bit of a punch, but if she does that, she's hitting it good.
She hit that beautiful. Look at that.
And came out. She got rewarded. Nice shot.
Yeah, she hit that great. She definitely deserved that ball because she hit that beautiful. It could have ended up real bad behind the 1, but she just came out a little bit fortunate, which she definitely deserved. And it's going to be 5-2 after she drills this ball, hopefully. I'm not going to curse her. Dead center.
With speed.
Good out. That's a good out.
We'll leave it sit here. We'll watch it again.
Yeah.
I got there a bit early, so.
That takes a lot of confidence to roll that ball in at that speed, you know.
The 8, yeah. It's a good shot.
Yep. And that's just it's 5-2, you know, in a race to 7. So she's got to pick it up now, but, you know, she's off to a good start on her way to doing so. So we'll see. We'll definitely see.
Well, I mean, if she puts one together here, Brandon had a run, so if she can pull together a run here, that would be.
Yep, she's within 2, right?
Yep.
And then, like I said, anytime you're within 2, it's a whole different mindset, I feel like. 3 is a little bit much, and at that point, you might be taking it 2 games at a time and say, all right, I'm going to try to muscle back within 1. But once you get within 2, you're right back to taking it 1 game at a time, one stroke at a time. And that's how you build a rhythm when you're behind. When you're behind, you just got to work on really focusing on your rhythm to get back into the match. She hit that break good. Nice little pop. It might have came up dry, though. Looks like it did come up dry. So Brandon's going to have an open table here. And
yeah, she hit that as good as Brandon has been hitting it, but then left it
and didn't make a ball.
To him, yeah.
Yep. See, nothing's touching, nothing's close. Every ball is a pocket, but we'll see how Brandon handles this one.
I like solids just because of the 9.
I agree. And you got a nice starter on the 3.
2 balls a little bit of trouble if it doesn't go past the 14, which I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
It doesn't. I agree with you on that one. I think it goes by the 10, though.
Yeah, a little tighter angle, though, coming off that. Uh-oh.
He almost hooked himself on the 2 as well.
I think he is hooked here. I don't.
No, I think you can see the 2. He's even shooting at the 7 here.
Oh, he did have it just.
That's. Yeah, he
catch
that ball, bud. All right. And so, Is that going to give Shelly an open table here, too? She can choose either one?
No, he took solids,
he
right?
took solids,
he shot
yeah.
the 3 in the corner.
You're right,
So he picked his suit.
Yep, so Shelly's going to be hitting the stripes, which I don't see any big issues here.
9 ball. Get it out of there right now. That's what
Right
she's
now.
going to do, yeah.
Yep, that's where you start. And just put this ball in the middle of the table and give yourself all the options you need. I mean, you
ideally want to shoot that 15 in the side next.
I was just going to say that. Yep, leave yourself in the middle for those 2 balls. Because I'm not sure the 11 passes the 15. So you definitely need to get that 15 out sooner than later.
Perfect.
Yep, dead perfect. That's exactly what she needed to do here.
Just tap this ball in, and I think you're actually going to the 10 ball next year, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. And definitely have to get in the booth with you more. I feel like I'll start to play better 8 ball. Because really, when they're open like this and they're like you really choosy on your pattern, sometimes I feel like I make it a little tougher than I need to. And I think she
she just shook her head.
That
She's
12
like,
ball. Now she's got to shoot the 11 now. Get the 11 out. Open those balls up.
Yeah.
The 13 is going to go past the 1 if she needs that.
She's just got to be shaking her head. I'd say Shelly plays some really good pool and usually doesn't get herself into position like she just did.
Right. And I'm not exactly sure. We don't have the questionnaire for them, but is she more of a rotation player? Because I think she played 1 rotation match and 1 8
She
ball
likes
match.
rotation, I think.
Look at this shot. She drilled that ball. That was beautiful. Give herself a chance to get out. She's still got some trouble here.
Staying alive, moving on to the 13 ball.
Yep. And then you get... Oh, can she? No, there's no way she can see that 14. Past the 2, no way. I feel like you got to play the 13 here. Okay, she's straying away from it. Let's see what she does here.
Well, she's tried to convince herself she had it, I think.
Right. Yeah, I think you're massing if you're choosing that shot. And being so close to that ball is real tough to navigate. But she didn't leave Brandon too much here. He's got the 6 ball straight in, but on the rail. No matter where he's shooting off the rail here. So a tough starter, but definitely an opportunity.
This is where you just bear down and make the ball. Just roll it in. He's got played a dead center pocket. No matter where his cue ball went, he was going to have something, so you don't want to worry too much.
Absolutely. And he definitely did exactly what you said. Bear down, buckle up, buttercup, and just shoot him in.
That's the right way. I don't know if he intended this, but I was just thinking about going down table for the 7-2 and trying to get them out of there before you get rid of that 4-1. But you really wish the 4 wasn't there at this point. Just the 1 ball down there is a safety valve. He's going to go to the 1 and kind of do the same thing, I think.
Probably.
So 1 now, leave the 4, trying to go up for the 2.
Yeah, where does that 2 ball go? Where do you
8
like
doesn't
that
have
ball?
well from there. I don't like it at all. But it goes past the 14 in
the bottom left or top left. Yeah.
So we're straight past the 14, but now he ended up too wide. You could play this ball off the 14. Would be interesting to see. Cut it away from the rail off the 14 into the corner. But he shot it straight in.
Oh, man, now he's really giving himself kind of an issue on that 2 ball, huh?
Well, it goes to the left, so if he goes back and forth here one time, stays as close to the side pockets as he can.
Mm-hmm. 2, almost 3 rails, maybe 3 rails if he's feeling it.
Yep.
And if you end up a little short, you got to bank as well.
Or just 1. He's going to end up banking this ball.
He got to back a reverse bank here, which is obviously no easy feat. And the 8-ball doesn't go in
Oh, he's
either of
gonna.
those
No,
top
he's cutting
right.
it. This would be a great shot if
I
he
like this shot.
cuts this ball in.
Let's
This
see
would
him.
be amazing.
Let's see him bear down and just drill this.
Yeah. Hit that a little light, in my opinion, for trying to make that ball. I think you got to hit that a little stiffer. Although because he had to hit it thinner.
How thin you got to cut that ball. You got to give it a chance to make it. It's like hitting a 7-foot putt short. You know, you always leave that ball a little long, not short. But what do we have for Shelly here? She's gonna start on the 14, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Off the
Naturally
two.
pulls down table for the 13.
Right
next,
in the middle of the table. Both those balls are sitting. Both those balls are waiting to be made here. She's got a really good chance of getting out. I was just gonna say, maybe try not to block yourself with that pocket. So now the 8-ball has only got the top right if you're trying to stay on this end of the table.
I'm still playing the 13 here, and I'm going to come back for the 10 in the side again.
And then possibly come under the 8, around the 8 for the top right.
3 rails all on the lower half of the table.
Yep. I like that. I like that pattern. 1, 2, 3, and then you can play that 10 ball. Yep. And then you can play the 10 ball on the side or the top right, and still have a decent chance to get on the 8.
Just hit that a little bit low. Ideally you're trying to pull it 2 rails off that, but you don't want to worry about it too much. In an ideal world, you're playing 2 rails back up to the side pocket.
Yeah, I like that as well. 2, maybe 3. It's one of those speed shots.
Right. But if anything, you go long here because everything's open down on this end. So if you get to the high side of the 10, you'll at least have a shot. So, or if you shoot the 10, there's a lot of ways the 13 can go wrong.
Yeah. She's definitely taking a thought about it here. I like the 13. You don't necessarily leave any problems, and it's a bigger pocket than shooting the 10 now. I think if you hit that 13 wrong with the 10,
you just can't be scared of the shot. I think everybody's tendency here is to hit this ball too light.
Yeah.
And you end up in no man's land right in the middle of the 2,
I definitely agree with that.
Hit it just a bit. She's going to
there
go
you
one
go.
rail.
Well, she left herself a good angle.
That works. It's so much easier on the table to see what you want to do. So this is a perfect angle to slide over for this 8-ball.
And she, it obviously wasn't straightforward because she definitely took her time on figuring that out.
Boy, oh boy.
And that's definitely not going to help her cause. But Brandon is going to have to go at least 2 rails to get to that 8-ball because I don't think it passes the 10.
Nice little spin shot, low right.
Yep, I love these shots.
Ball.
It's almost like a drag spin where you just load it up with right, I
call it rotation, not power.
Yeah,
so
love those shots.
You want to spend the energy into the rotation of the cue ball, not necessarily the traveling of the
speed
cue ball.
of that cue ball, right? And those are like one of the shots I feel like a lot of amateurs don't really understand. If you haven't dug the cue ball, like really dig the cue ball and then let it release before it hits the object ball.
Yeah.
You definitely want to let this ball release a little bit so that you're not hitting it
when I teach mechanics, I talk a lot about it being like gears, like gears in a car. So for like the average kind of bar player that's a good shot maker, they're going to have like gear 1, he ended up making this tough. He's going to have to bank this around the 10 ball, I think. But basically bar table players, they've got like first and second gear. And can you get from city to city on the highway in first and second gear? Yep, absolutely. Just not as efficiently as if you have those upper gears, So
that's well said.
As you start adding those gears into your game, and this is like a semi, there's 18 plus gears,
Look at this, Kendall. He called a safety on that ball.
Right now he's calling safe?
No, Brandon called a safety on that last ball. Shelly's at the table right now.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
Me either.
Brilliant.
I mean,
Right.
he tried to hook her on the 12, but it looks
Except
like
for I think she can bank.
he's got an edge. So we'll see if she makes this and make it 5-3 off of a really big mental error, if you ask me, from Brandon.
Can she see it straight away? Well, no, she had to bank it.
She hung the ball, didn't give him the pocket, so now he's banking this 8-ball, right? Bottom right. I mean, that's all you can do.
Left corner. Cut this ball, right?
No.
Spot shot to the left.
Yeah, see, he called this pocket down here.
He's banking it.
Yeah, he's banking this ball.
Well, in that case, you better make it. And
Oh,
he
it
did.
looks like he drilled
Dead
it.
center
He
pocket.
drilled it.
Nice shot there by Brandon under pressure.
Wow, somebody needs to let him know it's Sunday and the banks aren't open. But obviously he don't care because he just drilled that ball. Hit it great. Look at that
We can call him
confident
a
stroke
bank
through
robber.
it. Yeah, there you go.
It's a bank robbery.
He's a robber, bro. He's stealing.
Yeah, right.
And that puts him on the hill. 6-2.
It
That
did.
was a
6-2. Shelly's really got to work.
bank. That was a big bank.
Shelly's got to win the next 3 for your prediction to be true.
Hey, come on, Shelly. Here we go, Miss Drake. Here we go. But wow, man, I can't believe that last couple innings. You know, Brandon played a safe that was kind of a little bit touchy, really touchy to get behind the 8. You know, and gave Shelly a chance, and then walks up and snaps the bank in like that. And that was the difference between 5-3 and 6-2. Put him on the hill.
Had a few dry breaks now.
Yep. Brandon's actually been snapping them pretty well. He got that long bridge. That provides a lot of power. But
So Shelly with the opportunity. She's looking at that 12-7 because that would open up the issue that she has with this rack.
I really like that decision here. And then, the rest of the solids are manageable at least, I should say. The solids are manageable at that point. She's definitely going to give herself a chance to get out of this rack.
Yeah, you're going to push the 5-6 around. You just don't want to push them too hard. You don't want to get them in trouble because they're not bad.
They're not bad.
The 5 is probably the worst, but she should end up.
She overcut it a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you, Brandon's going to thank her for that because this rack is pretty open.
Now all the balls have a pocket, whether stripes or solids. Obviously, I think I like starting with the stripes. Whether it be the 9 or taking the real thin cut on the 10.
If you can play the 9 and get up on the 13 or the 14 to get on the 9, or 14 to get on the 13.
Yeah.
Down here on the end of the table, that would be
nice. And so we'll see. I mean, obviously Brandon just needs 1, and we'll see. I'm interested to see if he takes his time and kind of lets the rack play out, or if he tries to run it out right now.
Oh, you're up this far. You got to just go for it.
Just gunning.
Yeah,
And he's a southpaw. He's a running gunner. That's not bad. He's definitely got the cut here if he wants it. Or the straight in ball. We'll take the cut. He's going to take that pocket from the 3. I think Shelly might be able to make that 3 past the 13 if she wants to off the rail. Definitely makes the shot a lot more technical. But she's definitely got a chance to make that ball. And she's got a good starter on the 4 ball here. I think I'm taking the 4. Leaving myself for the 7 or the 6. Leave your options open here. See if she avoids this 11. She did avoid the 11. Now she's perfect on the 6. That's such good touch. It's one of those things where if you overhit that ball, you run into the 11 and then hook yourself on the 8. for both balls. But she hit that great. Definitely gave herself a chance to run out here. The only issue is whether or not that 3 passes. Looking at it twice now, from the overhead, I think that 3 ball might squeeze by the 13. It's close. It is close. It's one of those where you either bank it off the rail into the 13 or you slide it in off the corner of the pocket.
Yeah, I think it's off the 13. It's pretty
Doable.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Hit that one a
Worry
little
about the 2
big.
ball first.
And that leaves Brandon a nice run out, to be honest with you, to finish the match here. Let's see if he closes this one out.
This pattern's a little bit interesting. I think because you've got the 15 and the 11 sitting the way that they are, you got to get back and forth between those two.
Yep, that's kind of like a drill, one of those drill patterns where if you don't practice it, it's kind of unfamiliar territory.
I like that, though. He's going to leave the 15 ball there probably for the 8 to finish out. So.
I agree. I like that as well. Come down the table here, move the A ball a little bit. Doesn't really affect it too much. So now he's just got to buckle down and take one shot at a time, make sure he gets good shape on his next ball.
Well, that's one way to do it.
He let the stroke out there. I like that because that really puts you in like a good stroking rhythm, versus trying to outthink the run. You're just moving from ball to ball. So he'll probably put a good stroke on this 15, get back to the middle of the table here. The 11 is not bad for an out ball.
It's fine. The problem is the 5 and the 1, so getting the right angle on the 14 so that you can get nicely onto the 11.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. And again, we're ahead of ourselves. About the 15, we got to make that one. So
yeah.
Shelly got a few options here. I think the 3 would be my choice.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She's going to play the 2 to the 5, which isn't horrible either. 2 to the 5 in the side, and then get that 3-1 out of there.
Right. And
I just like getting the 3 out of there first because
opens up the pocket.
Yeah, that 3-1. Uh-oh.
You're going to run into the 5 dead.
Oh, that's one way to do it.
That's perfect. That actually works out really well. It works out well. No. You just got to get good shape on probably the 1 ball to the 7. I think the only issue here she has, if she does have an issue, is getting decent shape on the 7.
So I'd be following this around 2 rails. She's going to draw it off 1. It's a little harder to control. If you go forward around 2 rails, in that case, you're coming on the line that you're shooting. She's fine here. This 5 goes past the 1, so she can definitely still make this work.
You got to hit this one solid, though. Like you said, we're getting ahead of ourselves. I miss this ball all the time. This is one of my weak points in the game. She hit it great.
Dead center pocket. She ended up making a tougher one for this one.
And honestly, that 5 ball, I feel like I cut this 1 ball better than I cut that 5 ball, just because it's like an in between angle. I know that I cut this one real thin and be okay, but that 5 ball, I just can't find the right.
Just gonna say, I think you should bank this. I think she's got it. What she's missing, though, I think, is you got to play this long with inside so you can pull it back a little bit. Otherwise, she's going to catch the edge of that 14. There, see, she just looked at it. She got that figured out. So if she can hit it where she's executing, she'll be perfect on the 7.
Right between the 15-8 there, right in the middle of the table.
So this is overcut the bank angle just a little bit with a lot of inside, and it'll shorten it back up. Oh, I don't like the high. She's got to get low on this ball, and she's hitting high left. Opposite way I would know to shoot that ball.
And she did run into the 14. See where this cue ball ends up. Yeah. 14 passes to 1, luckily for Brandon. So he's really just got to buckle down and make these 3 balls to get on the 8. Any ball gets him to the 8 ball.
Put himself right at the 50-yard line. Could have went forward a little more or drew back a little less.
It's one of those matches. Oh, look at this. You're gonna leave himself straight, but that's fine too, because that 8 ball passes 7 now. I don't think it went
Forward
further.
or back, whatever he's comfortable with.
Just
Or
pop off the
straight
rail.
over.
That's
and,
beautiful. All right, so we got this one for a 7-2 finish.
See if he can finish things out, shooting this past the 7.
Buckle
and don't
down.
scratch.
You're on the rail. Take your time. Make sure you put a good stroke on this cue ball. Yeah, see, he took a little round around the table. He's going to take a look. Make sure he's not scratching. Make sure he's not doing anything crazy with the cue ball. Make sure he's got the right angle. I like that. He is a running gunner, but he's taking his time on this match ball right here. Looks like he rolled it dead straight.
Nothing to it. Made it perfect. It's
Wow.
a good match there by Shelly and Brandon. They both played well. I think Shelly had a lot tougher looks at the table, I think.
Yeah.
I think the few times that Brandon did miss, I
He
think
didn't
there was kind of like,
necessarily sell out.
yeah, I mean, she had to work yet, and I think that happened almost every rack, so that definitely didn't help her.
Brandon broke better a little bit, and
Definitely.
I feel like it was kind of consistent with our first match where Shelly just never really got it rolling.
Right, yep.
She definitely had some opportunities, definitely took advantage of some good shots, but she wasn't able to finish and really get that jump that she needed to get into the match.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so,
So,
we'll definitely see her back, hopefully. And Brandon, obviously, we'll see him back next week, or...
Yep, Brandon will be back
There you
next
go,
week
playing nights.
as our Jester.
Jester.
Yep, as our Jester. And then our next match is Dave Kaspersky, and he's challenging Tim Clark, who's our current knight. But this is Tim's last week no matter what. So no matter what
Yep.
happens tonight, if Tim would win, we'll have 2 new players for the Knights next week. Otherwise, if Dave wins, he'll have a new challenger coming up next week also. So
Now, if Tim wins his match, does he get to play
immediately.
next week in the
Yeah,
King?
because he goes to Kings, I think it would be 2 weeks out. But I'm not saying
right.
I got nothing anymore because Patrick takes care of that. So
Okay, I understand. Well, shout out to Patrick, man.
yeah, so Patrick would be the one determining. But
Yep.
first open available spot would go to Tim.
The graduating night.
Yeah, you
Correct.
got it. Yep.
Yep.
So
Well, cool.
all right, guys. So Knights match coming up 4:30. We'll see you guys in about an hour again. So we appreciate everybody joining us. We look forward to having you back, and you're going to have the Brothers Glynn
Yes,
in the booth
sir.
coming up.
I'm
And,
stoked. I'm going to tune in for that one for
Yep.
sure.
So Brothers Glynn will be here taking care of the Knights match for us today. We
See you
appreciate
a little
everybody
bit.
joining us. We'll see you later. Thanks,
Brotherly
Kyle.
love. Thank you, man. I'm signing
man.
off. I
Sounds
appreciate
good.
you guys.
All right,
Thank
man.
you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
All right, take care.